Many people are marching to seek change in the criminal justice system following the death of George Floyd. But once the protests are over, what happens then? Our Kanisha D spoke with some protesters today on what they plan on doing next.
Local leaders have formed a new group called the Citizens Coalition for Criminal Justice Reform. Leaders say it was created for citizens to know their rights with law enforcement. Protests broke out across the country in the wake of George Floyd's death, but some Huntsville activists say it's not enough.
I needed more than just to go to a protest. I needed to actually help put something in place so that we start moving toward change.
The new group will work in phases. The first is inviting local leaders to work together.
If we start advocating at that level and then go up, because a lot of times we start trying to advocate at the federal level to go down, then we are closest to the people who have the power to make change.
Leaders say it also helps people to be knowledgeable about who is elected.
We have to become more conscious of who's on the ballot and what they're doing, and we have to become more conscious of what they do.
The second phase will include leaders attending city council and county commission meetings and making their requests known. So far, they have 10 requests. One includes the Huntsville Police Department to share their protocol online that is accessible and user-friendly. Organizers say it allows people to know their rights.
So being informative and transparent is just one of the basic, to me, that's the way for local government to show their good faith.
Leaders say it requires all hands on deck when it comes to fighting discrimination in the criminal justice system.
It's just that we need everybody on board. This stuff is happening to Black people, but without everybody coming along with us, we'll never get to where we need to be.
The new group will start reaching out to elected leaders this Thursday. They will also form a group on Facebook. Putting the Valley first, Kanisha D, WZDX News.